Welcome to Think Big with Dan and Qasim. Join hosts Dan Melnick and Qasim Masood as they explore big ideas, limitless possibilities, and engage with visionaries, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders who dare to dream big, get inspired, motivated, and find practical tips for personal growth. Think big, dream bigger, and ignite your potential.
Welcome to the Think Big with Dan and Qasim. Today, our guest is Woo. Woo, let us know, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm really excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. So, Woo, let us know where you live and what you do.
Yeah, so I am based in Brooklyn, New York, and in the south part of Brooklyn, where there's just a little bit more space than the north part. And I am the co-founder of Lou, and I also run the marketing.
Awesome. So, Woo, let us know a little bit about the inspiration of the business, like why you started this business and what was the inspiration behind it.
Yeah, so our team, I have 3 other co-founders as well. And so it's a team of 4. And we all met each other through networking. And we actually came together because we wanted to build something of our own. And so each of us having been industry experts and really doing our roles for other brands and companies, we came together, noticed how diverse of a team we are. And so it felt like the perfect match to really come together, become entrepreneurs ourselves. And so that's why we started something. And specifically, we came up with the idea of Lou because actually after COVID, we noticed an increase in use of wet wipes. And so we wanted to build something that was going to be better for the planet, just given the trend. And so hence Lou came about, which is a plant-based flushable wipes brand.
Awesome. Did you come to recognize the gap in the market? So, because I think you are contributing for community, you are contributing in the environment as well. So, was this gap or there was any other gap as well in the market that you are trying to fill in?
Yeah, the other gap as well is there are a number of other wet wipes in the space. And what we wanted to do differently was really bring a premium experience. And so I'm sure personally and other consumers as well, there's a little bit of that stigma behind using wet wipes. And the thing is, like, right, maintaining your hygiene, caring about your hygiene is not something you'd want to hide, right? And so we thought that was pretty interesting. And so really with Lou, what we're trying to do is destigmatize the use of wet wipes. And so the packaging, our packaging right here, as you'll notice, it's actually different than most of the wet wipes packaging you'll see typically on the shelf. And so, right, oftentimes it comes in a plastic wrapper. You kind of usually put it on the top of your toilet. And if you have guests coming over, right, you immediately hide it because you don't want any of your guests, right, outing you of being a wet wipes user. And so we thought, why is that? Why is that the case? And so hence the format of this is really intended to be something you want to leave out. And so, right, if you're a good host, if you want to provide something to beat for your guests, like this is what you would keep out. And so for us, our vision and the white space that we saw was, we really care about hygiene, right? Especially in our packaging, it's hygiene you don't want to hide. And so that's the big kind of opportunity that we saw with Lou and something different that we're bringing to the market.
Makes sense. So, in terms of selling this product, you are selling via internet or you are just selling in the retail banner?
Yeah, so right now we're actually launched in 2 retail locations in New York City, one in Happier Grocery and one in Pop-Up Grocer. And then we are planning to launch D2C in mid-August. And so we're gearing up for that big launch and big milestone for us as a brand. But if you're local to New York City, you can definitely find us in stores.
Nice. Best of luck for your launch.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So, in terms of marketing, marketing is an essential for every business. So,
Yes.
how you are marketing your product? You prefer marketing more on offline, or you prefer the social media and online platforms?
Right, I'm sure it's a balance. And so I think it's really difficult to kind of say it's one or the other. Obviously, with offline marketing, there's an element where you can't quite track it, right? It's not like we have UTM parameters or any kind of linking to actually follow the user journey. Whereas online marketing, you have those benefits, but also we know even with online marketing, customer journey actually has multiple touch points. So it's never just one thing that a consumer is looking at or user is looking at, right? That could be email, that could be a paid served ad. I think it's a balance between offline and online, really understanding that in terms of trying to drive traffic and awareness, you really have to be present in both. Yes, I think there's a higher opportunity for discoverability online, being right, just in terms of the reach potential that we have. And so I would prioritize online, I think, for us right now from just a starting point of where we are in the journey. But at the same time, offline marketing has its moments where, especially for us being a New York City brand, it is important for us to be represented in the community. And so it's really a balance of both.
All right. So do you think location do have some priority in your business, like where it should be launched? Or do you have plans to launch it everywhere in states and out of states?
So initially, we're going to be focusing on kind of the New York City community, especially just because the sewer system in New York City is actually centuries old. And so if we can prove, our product and market fit anywhere, like this is the city to do it. And so from here on out, 100% we want to expand on the East Coast and then eventually right on the West Coast, nationally on some point. And I mean, globally, if we can achieve that, that would be incredible.
Awesome. So in terms of your short-term goals, like within 3 to 6 months, what you are planning for your business?
Yeah, that's a great question. So in the short term, we are really focused on brand awareness and definitely increasing our community. And so growing our community really kind of comes into two folds for us right now in the next 3 to 6 months. And so it's really collecting as much first party data and emails as possible, and then also to grow our social followers. And so with the power of that community, as we continue to have more moments as a brand, if we're doing a retail launch or a pop-up, or even just an exclusive event, we have that audience to tap into. And so that is definitely our number one priority for in the short term right now.
Awesome. So there are different types of launching. Like one is you are going to penetrate in the market, and the other one is you are going to develop the market. And in the case of your product, obviously you will have to develop the market. I believe your product is so unique. So awareness campaign is one of the key element in your marketing as well, and in your business growth as well. So how you are planning the awareness marketing? You are going to start awareness with the influencers or the social media campaigns, or you are looking for something else?
No, that you hit the nail on the head. I am really focusing on content creators, partnerships with influencers, also just seeding our product to really get in people's hands. Because this, right, our Loo wet wipes is a product that you really have to just get in front of people. And so in terms of growing awareness, that is a big, significant component to getting in front of people, making sure that our content is going out there. We have social proof, right, to an element. Also, press releases are super important for us. And so those types of content and assets are really critical for us right now.
All right. So in terms of your marketing, are you actively doing this marketing from the start, or you just started because I have seen many of the businesses, they just started whenever they are looking for something to sell. Most of the time, this is tied with some seasonal businesses. Let's say there is a company who sell jackets. Probably they will have more demand in winter. So your product is not tied to any season. This is required always, every day.
Right.
So So what these companies do who are tied to the seasons, they just start running the ads whenever the season comes. They start running ads and start selling their product. So how you are going to look into it, like how you will be going to approach?
Yeah, I mean, just like you said, our product is a year-round product that you would use typically, right, based on human behavior. And so the good thing for us is that we don't have those big moments where we just kind of have to invest all into that period. We have the ability to really talk about our brand more organically on a day-to-day basis. And so it's something that we are trying to be active and engaged on a daily basis and a year round. And so obviously from a marketing standpoint, we're really launching now. And so we're trying to grow that momentum right now. But in terms of focuses and seasonality, it's definitely a year-round product where I think as long as, right, and as you'll see in social especially, there are kind of types of content trends. And so it's good for us that when we see those types of content trends ebb and flow, like we can really participate whenever it happens, right? Because you can't obviously predict when something is going to be a massive trend or explodes. Like, right, like for example, I know this is probably the most used example, but the clip, I'm looking for a man in finance, like you can't predict when that's, things are going to go viral. And so the good part, for us is that we are active all year round. And so when we see these types of trends, we can jump on those opportunities. And so it's a good thing for us for sure.
Awesome. So what is the biggest challenge that you are facing at this point? Challenges are obviously, whenever we talk about the entrepreneurship, challenges are there, but you must have faced many challenges as well. So can you share one challenge with us, maybe the most recent one?
Yeah, I think one of the things that we as a team, are experiencing is there's just so much that we have to do, right? Like, yes, we're a small team of 4, but that doesn't change the fact that we have a long list of to-dos. And so for us, really what we try to be very intentional about is just every day looking at our list, understanding what is our priorities as a business and as a company. And so we're always making sure that the time we're spending on a day-to-day basis is really more towards the business and making sure that it really moves the needle. And so in that kind of setting, it's a challenge because we always want to make sure that the time we're spending is going to have a form of return for the company. And so it's a challenge in the sense of we want to move fast, but also at the same time, we do have to eat and sleep, right? We can't just work 24 hours. I wish I could, or there were more hours in the day. But yeah, so that's something that I'm sure a lot of startups are experiencing in the very beginning. And that's just what we're dealing with right now.
All right. So when I started my business in 2016, I was wearing a lot of hats. Like you can say I was wearing around 90% of the hats. So this is a startup thing. So what are you doing in the company at this point? Like, are you delegating your responsibilities to others, or you are wearing all the hats?
No, I mean, the big bonus is that each of us are subject matter experts in our individual fields, but at the same time, we are very much wearing multiple hats within our fields and departments. And so for me, specifically, right, like I'm the social media manager, I'm the email marketing manager, I'm the e-commerce manager managing the website. I'm also, the photo shoot producer trying to make sure that we get the right assets, and also content creator. And so basically anything and everything above in terms of marketing, like we're all doing that in our individual respective areas. And so, yeah, that's kind of the, I guess, realities, just like you said, in startup world. But also with that, we really try to see if we can also kind of tackle things together. So if someone, right, is busy on a certain day, but we need to get something done, then any of us is ready to jump in and just get it done. So that's also the really good part about having a co-founding team where all of us are really collaboratively and also here to support each other.
Hey y'all, it's Dan Melnick, the CEO of Zing. And I wanted to share a special offer for all of our listeners. Right now, if you need software development services, we'll give you 2 weeks of a free trial. Do you need to update your website? Do you want to build a mobile app? Do you want to update something that you've been working on for a long time? We've worked in a high-level technologies like AI, machine learning, blockchain. So shoot me a text, 817-874-2208. Thank you.
Yeah, I believe this is a great thing that you have different type of expertise where you are sharing all the responsibilities. That's an awesome thing, obviously. Okay,
Yes.
so just with your answer, one thing just popped into my mind. That are you
Yeah.
going to sell your product on Amazon and eBay type platforms as well?
That is a very good question. I believe we will be at some point, but just not right now, just because with Amazon, let's say, for example, Seller Central, we really need to be positioned with strong inventory, right? Because they tell you anytime if you're going, like if you're sold out, that impacts the algorithm. And so then you're almost in a way like starting over again. You have to ramp up the algorithm again. And so not at this moment until we have solid inventory positioning where we know we can just continue to allocate to that channel. I think not until then.
All right, makes sense. So in terms of your long-term goals, do you have anything in your mind, like where your company will be after maybe 3 to 5 years?
Yeah, so our long-term goals is really to grow our customer base, grow our community, and really get into more retail locations. And so our goals, obviously, right now is to kind of help achieve those main objectives as a company and as a brand. And so we're really hoping to kind of focus on that right now. And also on the flip side of it, as I mentioned, right, because we kind of talked about like what is the wipe space or what is the market, right, with that we saw as a potential. We really want to become the cult favorites of wipes and destigmatize the use of wipes. And so how do we do that? By giving our customers a premium experience in every way possible. We want to continue to be sustainable and also really focus on our wipes being high performance, our formula being clean. And so all in all with that, right, like our products are intended to stand out and look good in your home. And so long-term goal, definitely growing our customer base, growing our community, and we also want to be the cult favorite in wet wipes. Like if someone referenced, hey, like I need a loo, right? You know how sometimes you reference that, oh, did you Google that? Like I need a Q-tip. If loo can become the terminology, like that would be amazing.
Yeah, indeed. I think you will have to shape your marketing in this way so that it can become a terminology. And by the way, you have a really cool name, Lou. So it can become a terminology.
Yes. I hope so. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Awesome. So you are contributing really well because our earth really need, in fact, the sustainability products to stay green, in fact. So thank you for all these things. So at the end, what would be your biggest advice to our viewers? And our viewers are, again, who are entrepreneurs, are dreaming to be their own boss.
I would say the biggest advice is I think I have two. I would say aim high. I know sometimes, right, like especially when you're starting out, there's a lot of unsures and there's probably a lot of self-doubting as well, where, you know, you have mixed feedback in terms of, you know, your product maybe having something there and then other feedback saying, no, that's crazy. Like you can't do that. And so I would say always aim high and never really lose sight of that. Even if you get bad feedback, I think there are ways, of course, like definitely listen to that and absorb that and noodle on what is being shared with you. Because obviously there's, you know, every feedback is valuable and there are ways you can pivot. But from a motivation perspective, right, I would highly recommend trying to continue forward with it and not feel discouraged. And so aim high and keep going, powering through. Like the two cocktails of that is probably the best thing as an entrepreneur.
Awesome. That was great advice. In fact, both of these advices, especially for the entrepreneurs, and entrepreneurship, I think can never be executed or can never be completed without these elements, because these are elements who can give you courage to do something good. So thanks for joining us, Woo, today. I really enjoyed and I really enjoyed the conversation, and we wish you best of luck for your launch for Lou as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I hope that everyone can follow our journey. We are going to be launching on D2C in mid-August. And so, yeah, I guess we will see everyone soon.
Sure. And can you please share the link of Lou, your website address and social media handles to our viewers so that they may reach you?
Yes, definitely.
You can just spell right now. Eventually, we will.
Oh, you want?
Yeah.
Got it. You want me to say it? Okay. Yeah, so you can find us on louwipes.com and our Instagram handle is @louwipes.
Awesome. Thank you. Best of luck and have a good day.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.